Hi Scorpio, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra, Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. What I normally do is let flip, fly, or fall anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards. Take a look at that. Are we looking at life, love, career, or health? And then clarify with various oracle decks. So let's see what's going on for the second half of September. Whoops, there's the first one. All right, went that. 5 of Swords. Some change perhaps coming on. I feel like I want that one. That one tried to escape and I didn't let it. So let's... Ooh, that one definitely wanted out. And that one. We got a lot of Pentacle stuff going on here. That one's that way. So I got 5. Let me get 1 or 2 more. We have a lot of Pentacles in the reverse position. Now okay, so there's one that's in the upright. Something's going on funny with your money. How's that sound? I don't want those. I don't want all of those. Too many, too many. There is one that's flipped up, so we're going to take that one. Okay. So let's see. God, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have got Pentacles all over the place. First, we have the 5 of Swords in the upright, and then the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and 8 of Wands in reverse, 7 of Pentacles in the upright, and King of Cups in the upright. So let's think about this. Okay, so the first thing that I feel like I'm getting is something that you have been working on for a while. Maybe you've spent some time on. I feel like there's a little bit of heartbreak here. Something did not work out in your favor somehow, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is, and it's got you very emotional at the moment. It feels like it's something that you have worked on and worked on and worked on for a long time, and maybe you have spent a lot of money on it. So it was a project that, okay, I'm just going to throw out some examples here. You were going to start a restaurant. You spent a bunch of money revamping. You've done this, you've done this, you've done this. Maybe you opened it up and, a year or 2 later, it's folding because it's not making any money. Or maybe you had an idea, a passion idea that you were like, oh my gosh, I can work on this and this is going to make me a lot of money. And now you're realizing that you hate it and you can't move forward on it because it just doesn't resonate with you or something like that. So there's some sort of, it just feels like there's some sort of disappointment around and loss of money around something that you really had high hopes for. Okay, so I guess that's what I want to say. There's some loss around some money that you had high hopes for, or you were expecting to get some and it's not coming through. You found out it's not coming through, or you've spent a bunch of money on a project and now I feel like you may be beating yourself up too, because you're like going, this was a waste of time. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things. It's like you're really frustrated and aggravated that you wasted all this time and money on something that you thought was really going to bring you some fruit in the end, and it has proved to be otherwise. And the King of Cups makes me think you're very emotional about it. So you might be having a meltdown right at the moment. And I feel like a lot of it is frustration and guilt and exhaustion and a whole lot of feelings that have come up around this, like I said, just disappointment that it didn't work out. So let me find my emotions cards. I want to see if that matches up with what I am feeling here. Let's see if that is what's going on here. So what kind of emotions are wrapped around this situation? What kind of emotions are wrapped around this situation that feels like it has not worked out? It also could have been that you were waiting on an offer, a job offer, and you had really high hopes of this job offer because it was going to solve all your problems monetarily, and that offer did not come through. They chose somebody else. So it could be that too. First card out is confident in the reverse position. So it has got it's kind of got you in a tizzy, I'm just going to say. So this has hit you in your self-esteem area. Whatever it was. So let's see what else is going on. Emotionally, what's going on around this situation? Confused. That flew out in the reverse position. Oh, okay. So I feel like you just went, well, now that makes sense why this hasn't worked out. It wasn't supposed to. So perhaps you are seeing the bigger picture of this wasn't supposed to happen. This is why it was so hard. This is why all of these blocks kept happening. It was kind of like the universe was trying to tell me this wasn't going to work, and I kept pushing. And now I feel like maybe you're going, okay, well, now all that makes sense of why this wasn't working out. That does not mean you are not disappointed that it didn't work out, but maybe your higher self or spiritual self is saying, this is why this didn't work out. Now, the universe didn't want it to. It wasn't meant to work out for whatever reason. So there's a lot of emotions going on around this situation. So let's see what else is going on. What else is going on emotionally around this situation? Ashamed. That could be, I feel like that comes from shame about perhaps spending a lot of time on something and nothing come to fruition, or feeling ashamed that you spend a lot of money on this thing and nothing come to fruition. Time and money, guilt around wasted resources, wasted time. I feel like I want to say it's okay. You've learned a very valuable lesson here, and we're about to find out what the lesson was. Inspired. So well, the first thing that I feel like I am looking at this, it looks like he's writing, and I feel like you're like going, I need to write a book about this. I need to share this experience with people so nobody else does what I just did, because I learned a very valuable lesson, and I feel like I could help other people learn a valuable lesson because of my mistakes. So you very could possibly be thinking about writing a book or a blog or doing something and sharing this experience and the negative aspect of it to help other people. So it's kind of like you're not going to let this lesson go to waste for yourself or for anybody else. And if it helps anybody else, then that'll make you feel better, for one. Inadequate in the reverse position. I feel like that goes along with this will help you. Like if you were feeling inadequate, this will make you feel better about this situation. If you can flip it around, flip the situation around, which is what I just said, was like, take what you learned, the negative stuff that you learned from this, and spreading it to other people and helping them. That will make you feel better about the situation. So let me see. I'm going to get one more of these cards. One more. There it is. If I can get a hold of it. Grateful in the reverse position. So you're going to flip that around eventually. You may not be at that point right now. I think you're still kind of in that shock and awe phase of disappointment and regret and guilt and shame and everything that has gone along with the time and money that you may have spent on this. and I feel like there is still a little bit of beating yourself up, but right now I think you're still looking at like the cup half empty, but eventually you are going to look at the cup half full, and what you learned, the lessons you learned, and how you can help other people with this. So I feel like eventually you are going to flip that around, but maybe at this point in time you haven't quite gotten to that point yet. So let me think. I want to ask, I feel like there were probably some red flags that were cropping up along the way that maybe you missed. So let's just see if we can figure out what those were. Let's see, what question do I want to ask? Or maybe there were lessons that needed to be learned. So red flags, lessons could be one of, okay, let me think. How do I want to do this? I want to ask, what red flags did you perhaps overlook in the process, you know, like, because I feel like you were probably going a little bit against the flow of the universe. The universe wanted you to go right. You wanted to go left. And because you kind of persisted at going left instead of right, this is kind of what happened. And finally, the door just finally got slammed in your face. So what lesson, or no, not lesson, perfection. Let me think about that. Perception, not perfection, perception. Let me think about this. You had a perception that this opportunity, this whatever happened, that your perception was this was what you were supposed to be doing. I feel like that was because it was some old programming. Perhaps you got caught up in some of the, this is going to make me look good. This is going to make my bank account look good. This is going to make me, I feel like I'm hearing like awards, you know, like you had visions of award-winning blue ribbons in your head. So there was some ego that went along with this whole thing, and that's why you kept pushing and pushing and pushing, is because your ego was kind of getting in the way, going, yeah, man, if we can just make this work, this is going to look so good on our resume, and this is going to look so good in our bank account, and our friends are going to really respect us. And I feel like your perception was that whatever you were striving for was going to like make you look better to the world, and that was a false perception, because only you were the one that needed to have the accolades. There's two that fell out. So then we got perseverance. Okay. This also makes me feel like that's some old programming. That's funny, because this is a video that I've been thinking about doing and I haven't done it yet. And the name of it was going to be I Love Quitters, and this is why. And it talks about quitters recognize when something is not working and they are out of alignment, and so they stop. So they start a job and they work there for 2 weeks or a month or whatever, and they're like, this is just not in alignment with me anymore. This is not where I am supposed to be. And you were taught at an early age that losers are quitters, or quitters, whatever. Winners never quit. That's what I'm trying to get out. Winners never quit. So you're like, I'm going to just keep going and going and going and going and going, because you had this like old programming of like, I'm going to look like a loser if I quit on this now, instead of feeling into, I was kind of out of alignment. This was out of alignment. I feel like that's what that perseverance is. And so people who are aware of where their alignment is, they will stop doing something when they recognize this is not a good fit. And you just kept pushing and pushing because there was like some of that old programming about the quitters and stuff. Confusion. Okay, so what I feel like I'm getting here is I feel like you were getting mixed signals from the universe. I also feel like there's a little bit of blame to the universe here, because, well, the universe kept having this happen, and this happened, and I feel like I was getting led to go that way. But while there were things leading you one way, there was as many leading you the other. And I feel like that was kind of a test, was like the universe was like trying to get you to really like tap into your inner knowing and your inner self. And maybe you were okay. You were following the signs that you wanted to follow. You were not following the signs that the universe was really giving you. You were following the signs that you wanted to believe. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what else was going on as far as like red flags and maybe lessons that the universe was trying to get you to pay attention to? Despondence, giving up. Okay, sorry. They were trying to get you to give up, and you wouldn't give up because of the perseverance. So that's one of the reasons they kept putting blocks in your way, and you kept going, nope, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going and persevere at this. And they were trying to get you to give up, but because it was not in your highest and best. So okay, that makes sense. Look, what else we got going here? Get one more. Growth. Okay, so it was a lesson about growth. It was all about the growth from the universe. So it was a growing experience, you know, and honestly, the only way we learn lessons or grow is having these lessons in front of us. I mean, I had something last week that cropped up, and I knew when it cropped up, this is the universe going, show us what you got, Jody. We want to see if you've learned your lesson, and I feel like I passed with flying colors. I mean, I could have done a smidgen better, but in the long run, I did pretty good, and it was a major, major growth experience for me because of the way I handled it. So, okay, so what's my next question? Okay, so the next question is going to be, what can you look forward to? And I have 3 decks of, no, I'm going to use, do I want to use these? I'm going to use these and another one. I want to get a couple out of these. I want to know what you can look forward to now that that final door has been closed on what you thought was going to be your big dream or your big way to rescue you and your bank account or whatever. First one is high vibrational living. So now that door is closed, it was not a good fit for you. And the universe was trying to tell you that. And now that they're going to shift you over to this other area, we don't know what that is yet. It's all about high vibrational living. The universe wants you to live in high vibrational living. You know, they want you to be in high vibes, and any job that is going to cause you to suffer and be unhappy is not high vibrational living. And I have a feeling that whatever you were working on was actually going to not be a good fit. And that's why the doors just kept going. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to learn some self-love. After you forgive yourself for the wasted time, the wasted money, you're going to realize this was a lesson, and you'll stop beating yourself up. You may not be at that point just yet. I want this one. And crystals. Something tells me, why do I feel like crystals are going to have something to do with balance? I feel like you're going to use crystals to get you back into emotional balance, that you're going to reach for crystals to help you get over the whatever. So that might be one of your areas. Maybe that's something that you're drawn to, and you're going to be like, I'm going to use crystals to balance my chakras so I can get moved on to the path next of wherever I'm going. Whoever that's talking to. You got some crystals in your future. Do I want these? I have so many decks of cards out here that you cannot see. These? No, I feel like I want these. Oh, sorry. Bumping the camera there. Okay. What else can you look forward to now that you are that door for whatever got closed, and you're going to be going down, you know, once the disappointment dissipates and you're ready to stop licking your wounds and move forward. I'll just say that. What can you look forward to? Well, maybe these aren't the cards that they want me to use. There we go. Heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. So the door to what you thought your heart's desire was got closed. And now you're going to be going a different way to find what your heart's desire is. So apparently there are some behaviors that kind of had you blocked before. So I just feel like this was all about a learning lesson. The universe needed you to, you know, see things from a different way. I don't know. Get rid of some old programming that made you go after something that wasn't in your best and highest good. You know what? I don't know why I can't get anything out of there. I started to use my goddess cards first, so maybe that's what I need to be using. Yeah, they're coming out now. Okay. Guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. So perhaps that's what you really need to be doing instead of whatever you were doing before. I also feel like you're like going, I can't make any money, you know, like being a teacher or doing whatever with children. So there's something about money, definitely about money, that's got you blocked. So purification. It's time for a cleansing, detoxification of your body and mind. That's kind of the second thing. Behaviors that are blocking. Oh, I was thinking there was something else about addictions. Maybe not. Cleansing and detoxifying of your mind and body. So there's some stuff you need to get rid of. Old behaviors, old way of thinking, or something. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop there. I will see you guys first part of October. Later. Bye.